Welcome to our channel. Today we are going to put this tissue box together. I've already sewn 3 sides together, so we are going to sew the 4th side and then put the lid on there. So here is our lid, and then these are the 3 sides, and then this is the side. Now I have to make sure and double check the top and the bottom because they're almost exactly the same. As you can see here, they fit, and then here they don't. So I've got to make sure that I remember this is my top. Now I take my string that I've got right here. I just usually pull off a link, and then I'll go under here and I'll stitch all of them the exact same way in the exact same corner so that I can stitch them together. So when I start on this end, then when I get to this end, I'll go up the side and stitch up the side, just like I did here. I stitched here and then sewed these together, and I stitched this one and sewed those together. I stitched this one, and see, there's my piece. There's that piece. So once I've sewn this across here, then I will sew this one here, and then we'll fold it up and we'll sew it together as a box, and then we'll have a nice little cute box. So I'm very excited about this. All right, so now that we've gone underneath here, I'm gonna pinch it right there. You're gonna come in here. I'm just gonna hold my finger there so it goes to there. And then you're just gonna go in every single hole. And then before you get started, check your lid. Make sure, yep, okay. Because you definitely don't want to do the wrong side, because then you'll have to unstitch all your hard work. So you just simply go through each and every hole, and then you will stitch it together. And this goes for any tissue box. It doesn't mean this particular design or shape. Every tissue box, you make 4 sides and a lid, you will put it together this exact same way. It's always the same way to put it together. And then if you want to make coasters to match, you can make coasters to match. And you can always, after you've put a little soap and water and wash them and clean them, and they're very dry and you know they're dry, you can go and buy some Scotch Guard, and you can spray the outside and the inside and put it out in the sun. And that way, if you do spill something on it, the Scotch Guard can kind of help protect it. Oh, see, just pull that off of there, and there you go. And just keep going, just like that. Okay, so now we've got that done. So now, what you're gonna do is, we're gonna take that one off, because we've got this one that needs to go there. So we're going to take this yarn, going to thread it together, as you can see here. We're going to put these 2 pieces together like this, and you're going to go in that first hole there. You're going to pull it together tightly. Make sure that it's lined up really good. You're going to go through it again. And one more time. Okay, and then you're going to go to the next one. I'm trying to figure out a better way to show y'all. Is that good like that? Zoom down a little bit. That way I can kind of, there we go, gauge it a little bit. It's awkward. All right, so we'll just do it this way. Can y'all see that? Yeah, and you just pinch it. And over time and with wear and tear of the boxes, I have got to where sometimes I'll go through that same hole again and keep going, because that way these smaller boxes, they might fit a little more snug, and I don't want the string to wear and tear and rip. So after a couple little stitches, you know, maybe every 5 stitches, 10 stitches, whatever, random, I really don't have an order, I'll go through the same hole. And especially when I get to the middle, I'll do the same thing. Can y'all see what I'm doing? Yeah. And you just keep them pinched together as best you can. And I used to pinch them tight, but I've gotten to where now I try to leave a little bit of space because that way it helps with the wear and tear. So as long as they're close, I'm not like pinching them like used to. I wanted it so tight together. And then I realized, I should have left a little bit of a breather, so I don't squish it as tight. I just do to make sure I'm in line, but I don't pull my string as tight as I used to, because used to I'd pull it as tight as I could get it. But now, as long as it's lined up, I'm good to go. And I don't worry about the rest of it, because I want to make sure that it stays in line. But I don't pull it as tight as I used to, because boy, I'd pull that thing so dang tight. Ugh, if it ever snapped, it'd probably smack you upside the head. So I don't do it as tight as I used to, but I do try to keep it, make sure I keep it in line. And sometimes the string will make it to the top, and then sometimes the string doesn't make it to the top, and that's okay. I'm going to go back through it again, and I'm going to flip it open like this, like that. I'll go down, come back in through here, this side, and I'll go down through the, try to go down in here through the stitch a couple of times, like that, like that. Go through a couple of the little stitches, and then go back through that one, do it again like that, and then I might go over here, run it through a few like that, and then go down, run it through a few, pull it tight, and then cut that off so I know it's in there snug. And then now we finished this one just a minute ago. We finished this one just a minute ago, so we have this string. So now we can sew this one together. And see, the other string I cut, it was too short. This one has a little left over, so sometimes I cut them perfect, sometimes I cut them too short, and sometimes I cut them really too long. So now we're going to do the same. We're going to go through that hole, the first one, the first hole. That first hole, was that blurry or clear? The first hole. Just like that. Then we'll go through it again, and I'll do it twice. And I do the bottom one twice. And then you're gonna go right through the little stitch there. Like I said, I'm just holding it tight enough to see that it's lined up, but I'm not pulling it as tight as I used to. And then after so many, I'll go through it again, just because I like to know that it's got a little bit of extra, because I want them to last forever, you know, but if they don't, it's okay, because I'm using white. So, you know, the colors that you use to sew it together, you know, I always save a little bundle of it in a Ziploc, and that way if I ever have to repair something, I've got those colors, you know. And then sometimes it gets hung. That's okay too. It can come unhung. And you stitch it there. Like I said, I'm going to go through that one again. Just kind of keep going. As you can see here, I'm just keeping on going. Then after you complete this part, we're going to put the lid on there. Now, I've gotten this part done. Go through it again. And then I'll flip it over onto the inside. Onto the inside like that. I'll go like this. And then I'll shove it down in there. Try to snag. Sometimes it'll do, sometimes it won't snag. If my needle's not sharp enough, then I'll pull it through. And since it's a little bit harder, what I'll do, let's see, is, since it's a little harder, I'll probably go down in here somewhere, like that, and then pop it out. Can you see? And then I'll go back in the one above it and then go all the way down really far and then pull it like that, kind of like that. And then I'll snip and nip that little piece right there. So now you've got all your sides and it looks very cool. I love it, I love it, I love it. I love it, love it, love it. And then you got your inside, you got your bottom trim. And now we're gonna put the top on. And then once we get our top on there, I think it's gonna turn out awesome. So this string here that I've got this little bit, I'm gonna keep it. We're gonna keep it and we're gonna use it. We're gonna use it. How's that? Okay. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna close it up like that. Can you see that? Okay. Oh. Alright, let's see. Okay, we're gonna go through here. And then we're gonna go through that first one again. And then you're gonna make sure that your first one is lined up with your last one, because if it's not gonna fit right. All right, so I need my first one to fit with my last one. And for some reason, I don't know why it's not cooperating like it should, but all right. I don't know, I think something's happened here. That's okay. We're just gonna keep going. They're not lining, it's not lining up. I think I've missed a hole or something, but that's all right. This is for me to keep anyway, so it's all right. And then you're just gonna keep going around just like you did the sides. And you'll just do the top. And then of course I'm going to run out of string, so I'll try to milk it as far as I can, but that's not always a good idea, because then, you know, if the string comes loose, but once you get halfway through it, it's kind of hard to keep the same angle. So we're going to go in here. We're going to go like this. I'm going to stick it through there. Can you see that? I'm going to stick it through there, pull it out, stick it through that one, and pull it out, go all the way through, pull that, make sure I got that tight. To me, shorter string is better than longer string, but I really would rather complete the entire row than go halfway into the middle of the row. So that's the only thing I hate about it. I think I'm gonna have to figure out which way to stitch it so that it goes in the same direction. So there we go. I'm hoping by doing it that way, we're gonna be going in the same direction. And it looks like we are not. We are not. Okay, so let me see if I undo it and go the other direction. Okay. think I got it right. I don't know how my... I don't know why this side is not coming out. I'm not happy with this. Okay, I'm really not happy with this. So let's, okay. I'm absolutely not happy with it. So we're just gonna redo it. Try to trim it a little bit if I can somehow to get it started without messing up my canvas thing. And this is why sometimes things look fuzzy or hairy, because I have to undo stuff sometimes. Because I'm not happy the way this thing's turning out. Because to have the dullest scissors in the world. The dullest scissors in the world. And I was in the first hole, so. So we got that out of there. See. I don't know why it didn't line up. Yeah, because it should have lined up very easily, but for some reason it did not. I think what's happened is I don't like using different plastic canvases that I've grouped together, because sometimes the boxes don't line up. So if you do a plastic canvas box, make sure you use it from the same package. Don't the exact same package, because when you mix the packages together, sometimes maybe the machine's not calibrated right, so it doesn't line up like you see here. See, this one is not lining up very well, whereas this one is cut probably from the same one and it lines up just perfect. So I'll start with the just perfect side, and then that way when I get to the non-perfect side, hopefully it will keep it in line. So I'm gonna line it up and then line it up. And then there we go. Try to keep it in line. There we go. Make it a lot easier. And sometimes it happens, you know. You just gotta just do it over. It's okay. Like I said, that's the great thing about plastic canvas. As long as you didn't cut it wrong, you're good. Count, measure, a million times. It's okay. I'm not ashamed. I do it all the time. But when you pull different canvases together, it, you know, because you may get one from one store and another one from another store, and they may not line up at all. And that's happened a couple times. And sometimes the plastic canvas is soft, and sometimes it's hard. And sometimes it's, you know, just different. And when that happens, you tend to have this kind of issue right here, which is fine. And now we are putting on the lid. You've sewn the sides together and the bottom, and now we're just putting the lid on here, and then you will have completed the process from beginning to end. You got part 1, 2, and 3, and you got fill me in, and then you've got this part here, and then you'll have, and then the last video will be just a glimpse as in it completed, a completed video to show that it's completed and how beautiful it is. So, and you see how I'm pinching it in? See how I'm pinching it in so that it lines up easier. Now I'm going to start another string once I end this one because I know it's not going to be long enough. Ugh, my arms and my hands is getting, my arms and wrists are hurting. I don't stitch as much as I used to because I love it, but my arms and my wrists and everything hurt. And I hope you guys are excited. I hope that you enjoyed all of your steps and you completed the process. And I hope that you are at this point in your design, that you are putting it together with me and excited about it being completed. I mean, this is like awesome, you know, it's very cool. I would love to see the colors that you picked for your designs. I hate that when that happens sometimes. And I went out and I came back in. I'm gonna go under there, go out, come back in, and go under there. I've done pulled that one out, so that's fine. I can put it back in there. There we go. Say that one. That one's easy. I don't know if I can show you how to do it, but you basically put your needle under there, and then put your needle under there, and then you see this right here. Can y'all see that? You just run it through, back through the needle. Just a little pinch back through the needle. Can y'all see that? And then you'll gently push it in, and then you'll pull it, and now it's back where it belonged. Okay, now we have it. Now you have almost completed a box. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Okay, now I'm gonna get a longer string so that we can finish these two sides, and then you and I have completed a box from the beginning to end. And these are your measurements right here. You make 5 sides. 4 of them go together and 1 of them you keep. Just like you see here. You have your 4 sides. I have the one I'm keeping, and then of course the lid. So if you really like the lid that you made and you don't think you can remember that design, then all you have to do is just make you 2 lids and keep it. And then just put you a little string on there, and that reminds you that that's your pattern. All right, and so we're gonna go inside here inside there somewhere in here. And I'm gonna not go all the way to the top. And then I'm gonna pull it. Can y'all see? Okay. I'm sorry, my hands are not cooperating. That's why I don't make tutorials as much as I used to. I love to teach, but my hands don't cooperate, and I don't want people to get aggravated and at me. Okay, and now I'm gonna pull it all back through. Drop it back in there. All right, and then see how it's right there? I'm gonna go behind it and then pull it through right there. And then see if y'all can see that, what I just did. I hope. Bloop, bloop, bloop. All right, there we go. Pull it, snug it tight. I'm gonna go through this hole here, the first one, right there. I'm gonna go through that hole there. And then, once you go through that hole there, we'll go back into that first hole. There we go. Then you'll go into the second hole. And you just keep going. And like I said, I did it kind of a different way, just so you can see. Yeah, it's a little weird, but you can still do it as long as your little squares match up with your lid. And then I like longer lines because, you know, if you do each side some short little lines and tuck it and stuff, I just feel like sometimes it's not as secure. And then of course I'm going to go back through this one again. Like I said, I'm not stitching as tight as I'm squeezing it, but I want to make sure that my lines match up, my holes match up, but I am not pulling it, like I said, as tight as I used to. I wanted it like snug as a bug in a rug, as tight as I could get it, you know what I'm saying? But now I don't want it to be that tight. I want it to have some wiggle room. There you go. So you can kind of, hopefully y'all can see what we got going on right here. I'm excited for you that you completed this process. If you've never done it before and you completed the process, congratulations, that is awesome. If you are a seasoned plastic canvas creator, then I am very happy that you stopped by and made a cute little tissue box with me. There are tons of channels out there that teach plastic canvas, so please feel free to go follow and subscribe to them and learn from them. They may have better ideas than I do, or they might teach better than I do, and that's okay. I'm not always everybody's cup of tea, and I'm okay with that. But if you like me and you want to learn, then stick around and we'll see what all kind of trouble we can get into. All right, so now we're on our last side here. I'm gonna go back through that first hole. My hands are giving out on me, guys. I apologize. See, my hands is giving up. Hopefully you can still see what we're doing, what I'm doing. Just trying to make it to the end. Ugh, I have no strength. Hopefully that's not blurry and y'all can see maybe a little bit better what I'm doing. I'm going to go through the same hole. I appreciate you watching my videos. I appreciate you being here. I want you to learn and teach the future how to do plastic canvas. It's one of those things you have to learn it and enjoy it, and there's a lot of stuff you can do. There's all kinds of social media out there now where you can find millions of ideas and designs. My designs, I try to keep them simple because I'm teaching you just the basics, and then as you get better at it, you'll be able to adventure out and do other really cool designs and fancy stuff. But I really want to make sure you get down the basics. Basic designs, easy, quick designs. You know, sometimes when you do them really thin, delicate designs with a lot of detail, it takes you a lot longer. And, you know, if you want to make family and friends boxes, you know, sometimes the best way to do it is to pick a cute designs, easy designs, and teach them and do them that way. But if you have the patience, you are more than welcome to do those designs. But I'm trying to teach the basics so that you can learn plastic canvas and enjoy your creations. So we are now finished with this one. I've got to cut this one little string here. There we go. There we go. And let's zoom out here so you can see what you've done. So now your lid should look like this, and then it should be sewn on, and here are your sides, and then your bottom is already done, and there's your inside. Looks the same as the outside. And now you have completed a tissue box from beginning to end. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, give a thumbs up. If you are a member, your money goes toward the channel for me to buy supplies. Thank you and have a blessed day.